How about a recreational meadow right next to the northern bypass? Constant traffic, ever moving. Sometimes it stops, but most of the time they don't realize the sanctuary, the scenic natural habitat with old trees, hundreds of years old, and a rock face that gives you hope. The Alkiriti tree holds up the rocky face. Water is in plenty, and the view in the surrounding area is wonderful. July has its cold weather, but it is still green, and the surrounding area is still green. Water seeps through the soft stone, creating filtrated water that will give August the chance to quench its thirst. There are lots of people who take time at this meadow. It is open. There's fresh air. There's a gust of cool air coming from the underneath. There are birds and sounds, frogs and snails and snakes. And under the mokige tree, in August, it is cool. It is calm, sometimes dark. There's plenty of clean water swamps. Plenty of it to go around. There's very little disturbance from human activity other than passers-by. The weather pattern is worth looking at. January is dry, plenty of sunshine, beautiful view, very little water. It is dry in February, even drier in March. And they share the same characteristic until April gives us the short rains. And the meadow changes. There's green, there's water, there is plant, flora, and fauna. And the sunsets are wonderful to witness. It is a peaceful, serene place to be in the evening. July is cold, and yes, the old Kiririti is still standing. There's very little water, but enough to go around for the birds. It is dry. It is so dry that the ponds have saturated. In August, there's very little activity. It is dry, it is windy, and the rocks have broken, releasing all the large trees that were loosely attached. Maasai cattle finds their way into this only green refuge. There is enough water. Sooner or later, they leave for another destination. It is still August and is very dry. Then November gives us a surprise, gives us a wonderful surprise with the long rains. Rainwater is everywhere. It is so green that the bees come back. The birds are plenty and the trees are laughing and dancing. Then there is illegal tree logging. Old Kiririti, over 400 years, still standing. Look at his shade. Look at those branches. Look at that age. This is the old Kiririti tree, medicinal, and very, very valuable. In June, there are shoots at the bottom of the stem, but most recently in April, he went missing. He's missing. If you look further down, you'll notice he's been cut. This was during the ban over logging a few months ago. Alkirudi is no more. He is gone. Trespassing. Well, trespassing is trespassing. Land open to public when nobody is monitoring. In April, there's a lot of burning, preparing for the seed and the planting season. July is cold, but children still find easy access through the meadow. It is very fertile, as witnessed through the corn and the maize. There are still passers-by, but there's plenty to eat in July. Trashing. Trashing is the most favorite pastime of an ordinary human being in the 21st century. He litters everywhere, throwing left, right, and center. He walks and ignores the plastic, the waste, and in September, it is dry. There's plenty of garbage, and I know Nema is probably asking questions by now. It has become the dumping ground for this area. It is so open that people don't even fear being seen when throwing toxic waste, silicon, and everything else that comes with the sewage run-off waste water. This is waste from sugarcane shoots. In April, there's still a lot of waste and nobody to clean it up. The meadow and recreational park is a natural habitat and bird sanctuary. There's plenty of species of all sorts of birds that you see on a daily basis. They're so rare that sometimes it makes you wonder. They're beautiful. They are serene to watch and hear. It is wonderful to see the rare ducks, different bird species like the stork, and a variety of other small black birds that are rare and hardly ever seen in city dwellings. Here it is silent. There is water and there's plenty of vegetation, plenty of insects, plenty to go around. And this is the bird sanctuary. Animals are yet to be represented in Parliament. And until that happens, it will take you and I and anyone watching us to make a change. Let us create space for insects because we need to share that space. The recreational park and meadow should have grass and places for families to sit and enjoy their picnic right away, few meters away from the Northern Bypass. And we can dance with the Maasai, and we can laugh, we can share stories, and even have a Maasai market. The choice is ours, today and tomorrow. This is the meadow and recreational park that I have been talking about. A natural habitat and bird sanctuary.